All right, let's talk about how we use the second page of the weekly dashboard. When I start to plan my week, I like to have this laid out flat so I can see the top and the bottom at once. But of course, you could always fold it in half and just flip it back and forth. So the second page of the dashboard is really a calendar of your week. It's a weekly calendar. And I always start up here at the top by filling in the days of the week, the dates, and then I use the top bar for the weather. However, you could also use the top bar to you can do this however you want because it's very flexible. But other ways that I use this is sometimes I will just put events that are happening or things that I need to keep in mind for that day on that top bar. So this is how I use this, but you could totally play with this and use it your own way. My kids have different days at school, A days and B days. So they will fill in if there's an A day or a B day or whatever it is, but so many different ways to use this planner. After filling out the top, I go and fill out the sides. So again, this is blank. You can put whatever start and finish time you want. You could be more granular. You could go by half hour increments. You could skip sections of time. I know sometimes people have a work planner, so they don't need to have really anything filled in during the work day. So they just go a little bit more granular on the morning, afternoon, and evening, skipping through the workday. So make this work for you. I always start at 6 and end at 9. That's kind of my day in general. And I do something on Sundays. I don't fill in my schedule, but what I do at the start of each week is I figure out my ideal schedule and I put that in the first column because for me, I like to have an ideal schedule that I can work against and try and make my days fit my ideal schedule as much as possible. There are worksheets in the planner to figure out your schedules, time blocking and habit worksheets. So if I'm ever in a point of transition, school schedules are changing, the seasons are changing, my responsibilities are changing, I will rework my schedules, my time blocks, my habits, and I use these sheets that are right inside your planner to figure out exactly, very detailed, step by step, what certain blocks of time in my day should look like in order for me to feel on top of it and productive and just get as much done as I need to get done. This is really helpful to get super, super granular. Just you can almost go minute by minute for different blocks of time during your day and habit stack yourself into routines that work, but then switch it up as needed. So I always keep that schedule over on my left-hand column. And then I go ahead and just fill in different things that are happening that are set in my calendar. And for the rest of the time, the rest of the calendar, I'm always just looking back up at the top page and looking down and figuring out what do I need to translate from the top to the bottom. So what tasks are on the top that I've planned out that need to be a little bit more specific or to-dos on the bottom. And I tend to just use the rest of my days as a to-do list. So for example, this is my to-do list here for these 2 days. And as the week goes on, I just use these columns as to-do lists, working around the things that are set. So it's like the to-do list and a planner all in one. But again, you make this work for you. Make this work for you. It's structured, but it's flexible.